Excuse me, if I may.
So there are a few requirements for the contractors. That work must be completed according to all HUD, Building a Better Brockton, and City of Brockton regulations and code. Because of the HUD stipulation, again, the Davis-Bacon Act applies, and that means that workers have to be paid prevailing wages. And there's a list on the left-hand side of this slide that says for the City of Brockton what the wages are for electricians and carpenters, metal workers, and masonry workers. I think that's all of them. There might be another one there. And it's not necessarily a union wage, but it's the prevailing wage. So in some cities, there's a chart online that shows various cities across the U.S. Sometimes it's higher than union wages, sometimes it's lower. So it varies. I don't know what the determinant is, but they're available online. And again, you'll receive that documentation when you receive your paperwork for the second part of the application, so that you can look over it, you understand what's going on, and the contractor hopefully will understand it as well and file their paperwork accordingly, which is the next point. So there's a lot of paperwork that goes into the filing for making sure that everyone gets paid appropriately. And again, Peter knows more about this than I do. And then anyone that is hired in order to work on the Facade Improvement Program, the employer must advertise the job in the City of Brockton and with CareerWorks. Does everyone know what CareerWorks is? Does anyone know what CareerWorks is? We've got 1, 2. CareerWorks is located just across the street, and they are an organization that works with residents of Brockton to find jobs. They have training sessions, they have job postings, they have classes, they do English as a second language. There's a subset of it that's YouthWorks for students and for youth that are looking for work and developing their skills. So they hold, again, classes and kind of internships, and they work with the Brockton residents as a resource for finding work and improving their skills so that they can find work. And then at least one job should be created for every $30,000 that's given in loans. So if there's a really big project, we would hope that a contractor would need another employee, whether they be the physical worker or they work in the office on the project. Because the whole point of this is not just to make the city look good, but to bring jobs to the area and to make, or to bring, money back in by people who live here, working here, and then hopefully having the businesses come back so they can spend and keep that cycle going. I think that's the last one. So for more information, Peter Engels is the guy to contact here at Building a Better Brockton, well actually upstairs at Building a Better Brockton, 50 School Street. Phone number 508-586-0021. His email address pengels, ENGELS, at buildingabetterbrockton.org. Or you can visit our website, brockton21.com or brockton.ma.us. So that is the end of my presentation. So at this time, if anyone has any questions, we're more than welcome to answer them.
I'm Peter Engels, and you'll have my email address. And let me just add a couple of things, is that this is a matching program, and we would really like to see it get off the ground. The city has committed $200,000 in CDBG money to this program. If it takes off, there is more money available. It isn't limited by $200,000, but the $200,000 is the first blush. To speak a little bit about the employment, Community Development Block Grant Funds has an employment criteria built into it, and simply that means the contractor that does your work is going to have to advertise. You can resolve the contractor that does your work should advertise with careers if they're going to hire anybody from a laborer on down. They just can't hire just their brother. They have to advertise the job. Davis-Bacon, basically each job will be given, at the time the work begins, you'll be given a Davis-Bacon wage determination. And that spells out exactly what the contractor has to pay his electrician, his carpenters, his laborers. The Davis-Bacon, for most people, it's pretty standard around here in terms of if you've done city work or if you've done any government kind of relation or state work, you're pretty familiar with that kind of a criteria. You're probably paying that already. Your contractor has to be in good standing, and that simply is they can't be disbarred by the government from doing government work, either state or federal. Soft costs can be included, so that if you borrow, let's say their total cost of your program is $35,000, and there's some soft costs involved with your bank. There's an appraisal, some of the costs of getting some of the workup done. Those items can be included in the grant, in the loan grant, I should call it. We will conduct sometime during the construction process or the work process. Someone from Building Better Brockton will actually come out and interview the contractor's employees to ensure that he's paying Davis-Bacon Davis-Bacon wage determination. I'd like to encourage everybody here, if you know of someone that would like to use this program, we would really like to see it. We'd really like to see it fly. I'm available to answer any questions. Obviously, Heather is too. Yes.
As far as the permitting process goes, that could be worked in conjunction with the BBB.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Those could be timely and whatnot.
We will basically in the process on the review committees are going to be people from the city. We're going to try to backstop those kind of problems early on, so that we know exactly, if there is going to be a permitting problem. We have asked people from the building department to be on the review committees, and they have accepted. So that will be part of the process as we go through it. When you get a letter from us asking you to submit your second application, we'll also, if we have a problem, if it has been raised at that point, we'll let you know what we think it is or if there is.
Yeah, with respect to the, making sure that it hasn't already been completed.
Yeah.
There was some preliminary work that could be started or
Yeah, I think
permitted.
exactly. I think
Be
if
a
we,
witness to that or whatever.
yeah, no, exactly.